Hello and welcome to Raising Your Isness, where we help you remember that you come from the source. Welcome everyone, this is Raisa. To learn more about multidimensional, thorough, deep energy healing, please visit raisingyourisness.com and see contact details in the description box below. Some people call it reading. It is actually more than that. As I take you to the void, where everything is possible, your guides, your higher self, everyone from your team who would like to come through, they do, and they proceed with energy alignment. Being highly telepathic, I easily communicate with them. As well as being a certified QHHT practitioner, I ask a lot of questions on your behalf. So it is a very multidimensional, where we go into your past lives and we go into your soul's purpose. We see how you are doing with your timelines, and the majority of you are on the right track. I work with over 12 chakras. It is important that your inner eyes are activated, that they are connected to your third eye. It is very important that you are grounded, not just with the root, but also with your earth star chakra. And it is important for you to align your physical body to your light body, which will come together at some point. Your higher self will give you exercises, tips on how to continue your path. I ask as much as possible on your behalf, and if you have any questions, I channel them right there. So it is more than a reading. First you get that healing, guidance, teaching, and reading is included. If you'd like to read more, it is in the healing modalities page on my website. I'm a very curious person, as you could tell by now. And when I want answers, I ask. I never hold back. So whether it is galactics or ascended masters or archangels, anyone, it is important that I get my answers. And then what I do is I allow myself to live through it, seeing if it actually works for me. What I noticed is sometimes what I learn is actually more than I thought before. And this is when I evolve. This is when I progress. I learned that when I disregard things from the very beginning, it doesn't allow me progress. Because what I don't know, and I won't know the value of it. And this is why it's important to at least a little bit give it a benefit of the doubt. Because your truth will always be your truth, and nobody can change it unless you change it. But in order for you to expand, it is important to allow and expand your own concepts and allow to learn more. Now, because there is so much information out there, it is important that you rely on your own heart-based gut instinct of what actually works for you. We all have different backgrounds as souls, and different information will benefit and resonate differently for everyone. So don't freak out, for example, if for millions of people certain teaching works, but let's say for you it's boring or it doesn't work. That doesn't mean that something is wrong with you. That means that you have a different blueprint. There are many ways to God, right? But in the end, it is all back to God. So allow yourself to expand. And to me personally, it has always been about value of material. That is what's been helping me. And I wish for you the same and more. So in this presentation, we have Arcturians. Many of you are familiar with them. The ones that come through in my material, they love to teach and they love to encourage, at the same time to give a little nudge to wake up to the possibility that there is more to you than a continuous reincarnation. So they are the ones that said, get off the loop, that's all. So that was kind of funny to me because it's easier said than done. And they are observing us continuously being on this roller coaster, up and down, and in the end, just energy being drained to feed something else. And in order to be smart, it is important to at least face what's been happening. Once you face it, it is like the jig is up. And then after that, you can make good changes in your life. It will start from your perception and after that it grows. But it's gotta start from somewhere. Whether you start by asking questions or observing yourself, noticing your blockages or noticing your patterns, limiting beliefs, whatever it is, at some point the initiation has to start. Whenever it starts, keep going so that you can progress, as the energies now are going to be escalating much faster. It is not like before where it is adding up. Now it's going to square, and you probably noticed that it's becoming very tough sometimes and squeezy. It becomes tight because when the planet is shifting, everything that is on it, if it doesn't go along, it's gonna feel as resistance. So you might as well go along as a conscious co-creator, meaning you understand as much as possible what is going on within your inner world and within the outer world. Not necessarily from the news at all, no. It is with the telepathic abilities, it is with your own innate understanding. You may do it through the connection of nature, speaking to the weather. Many of you do have those skills from past lives. So see past lives as basically your investment. It is not just something that you lived and, oh, I'm gonna access the Akashic records and I'm just gonna get this information. If information doesn't bring value to you, it is basically a bunch of words. This is why there's gotta be more than just words. And there's gotta be tangible results which you can at least feel. And this is when it's important to incorporate the lessons from the past lives into the current. So it is a good investment, meaning if, let's say, in your past lives you were able to manipulate energies in a good way as an alchemist, if you were able to communicate with the weather, communicate with the nature, you have great potential in this lifetime to remember those gifts in order to expand them and to do more with them. It is like seeds that you planted in past lives, and now you can finally reap your results for the highest good of all involved. It is not just for you, but it's also for others. And the first people are going to be your ancestors. Many of you are breaking ancestral karma, drama in this lifetime. You are closing the loops of reliving the same story over and over, just changing roles, whether it's a parent, child, or sibling, or a spouse in a relationship, whichever way you keep redoing it, and you probably remember by now already. Many people are remembering their past lives in meditations and dreams, and this is actually the most beneficial way versus somebody telling you, because if somebody tells you, it is, again, it's going to be a bunch of words which you cannot prove. But if you can learn to remember it yourself so that you can tap into those realms, you will remember, and it is undeniable. Even if the person looks completely different from what you look right now, you know that that's you. And it's really cool, actually. And you will recognize people in your family, in your past life. You will experience compassion and understand why they are like that in this lifetime, based on what they did or didn't do enough in past lives. It is not as gloomy as you think. It is evolution. We are evolving, which is very exciting. And there are many who are supporting. And like I said in my past video, those who want to support, they will support. Because just in case the humanity is gonna have to make their own decision, that not all eggs are in the basket, hoping that there will be some extraterrestrials coming to help. Whether this happens or not, or whenever this happens, it is important that you know your essence, that you understand your pure energy within, your essence within, that you are in very strong and intimate relationship consciously with the source energy, your original Abba, your original essence, source energy. In this message, they touch upon many points. For example, understanding what is real and what is not real. As the veil starts thinning, you will start seeing what has been on the stage for the longest time as theatrical play, to the point where it's going to be surreal, and you will realize that maybe you were played by certain organizations and whatnot. Make sure that you don't feel guilty, because if you do, you're continuously going down the same rabbit hole. It's a part of it. Anything that is to suck the energy out of you, it's a part of that. Anything to empower you is a part of the evolution. It's not about right or wrong. It's not about light and dark. It's about evolution and expansion. This is why when the sun is shining, it does not skip whichever religion you practice, or whether you eat meat or if you meditated today. It will shine on everybody. Because God is, love is, energy is. It just is. So there is no judgment. And again, there is no right or wrong. It just is. When you remember that, all your insecurities should start being shaken off gently, knowing that no one that is of greater power and greater intelligence will ever judge you, because it wants to experience itself through you. Whether you resist or not, the planet will keep moving forward, and it is always up to you. Another point which is really cool is about not needing to reincarnate in this reality anymore. So for a while now, there's been a closed door on reincarnation in this specific realm due to its being disassembled, as you could see, in many areas. And this is why spirituality is being pushed more. Now, within that movement, there's also going to be some luring you away from your own innate, but let's focus on the happy. There was only so much that, let's say, the planet could take. She has her own karma, her own story. She's a part of the solar system. The solar system is a part of the galaxy is a part of the universe, and the universe needs to expand. It needs to shift into better. Now, let's say if there was something that was holding the universe back, then the drastic changes would need to take place. And this putting a lock onto no more reincarnation is actually that drastic change. Now, some of the babies that are being birthed now are crystal children, completely pure. They're here to be the light. Now, those parents who are experiencing the children growing in what is encouraged as a healthy lifestyle, and being very careful to what is put into the body very frequently, every couple of weeks or every month, up to at least 18 months. Tune into your heart. Many parents relocate because of that, because in each state there are rules and regulations. If you feel that it is worth moving to keep your child's body as with less of those chemicals as possible, do it, because you will thank your intuition later. Those things that are being put into those bodies are becoming much more aggressive, and you can always look up the ingredients. Please do research on what goes into your body. The body needs to be clean inside and out. Meditation is not enough. Not eating meat is not enough. Just because you quit coffee, it's still not enough. If you have pure intention and you're very kind, but you still meat, your vibration might be higher than of the one who hasn't eaten meat in 10 years but is very angry at those who eat meat. So it is about vibration, and it is about that kindness and compassion that you can develop within you. Never underestimate that versus the ritual, because energy is. and it will expand despite of whether you eat meat or drink coffee. But health is very important in order for you to align to the light body. Many of the light workers, those light bodies are activated and are waiting for the physical body to be ready frequency-wise. I always talk about the frequency match. The reason why is because during sessions I've seen the frequency margin between the light body and the physical, and it is huge. So if it were to align and merge now, the body wouldn't handle it. Imagine it is like too much electricity. This is why it's important to do your inner work, cleanse, and observe what you put into your body, what you put into your mind, and what comes out of your mouth. It is very real if you want it to be real. If you don't believe in any of this, then you don't believe it, and that's okay. The energy is. It's not gonna ask you for your permission. It's gonna do its thing. It is your job to be conscious of what you're doing. So the parents, congratulations on the newborns, and remember that they're very special, these little ones. You might have noticed that they're like indigo children, that they're like little angels who are basically here to shine the light. Those ones are here to take us into the new. So educational system will take a change, because however we were raised and studied is not going to work anymore. It's becoming obsolete, and there is a strong focus, depending on how you view it, on these little ones. And so it's important for us to make sure that they're emotionally, psychologically, and IQ-wise being helped. Because some systems, they do dumb down children's IQs. The whole idea of being a parent is to have the children, right? So spend some time with them. It is more worth it than watching TikTok videos. I promise you that. Your child's hug is worth more than anything social media can give you. They talk about orbs, how they're very cute and pure balls of light. If you've seen any, good for you. Some of them fly slowly, some of them fly very fast. They could be of different colors. They're hilarious to me. They make me laugh every time, whenever they just fly by super fast, because they do get excited. They get excited a lot about our energies. Sometimes we don't realize that our energies are high. So when you see one and you think that your frequency wasn't high, this is going to give you confirmation that you are moving along on your journey. We're very self-conscious and very judgmental of ourselves. So let's lighten up a little bit, shall we? Here we go. Greetings and welcome to the Conscious Co-Creating. Such delight to connect again. Recent energy influx and energy manipulation threw off many of you. It is like being on a slippery slope. Hang on there, because it does level out. We would like to share that just like after the storm, the sun comes out, drastic situations do turn for the better. Replying to those wondering if the encounters are real or mind projections, illusions, the answer would be yes and yes. In the category of stillness, be still and know that I am God, the more focused you are, whether you are conscious of it or not, the more life as all creations will be revealed to you. Whether they appear physically or project themselves as a hologram, it is in reference to your understanding that there are other life beings besides human. Your solar system is filled with different forms of life. Some do get affected by people on Earth, and some people of Earth actually benefit from the life experiences of other entities. Just like you are learning to not separate your species based on their religion, race, color of their skin, and even profession, you are learning that each form of life has its own intelligence. And it is not so much about who is smarter, it is seeing possibility that there are ways of life that wouldn't even be applicable to Earth realm, due to laws of gravity, density, free will, and so on. The mind opens more and stretches to allow more information in when the person allows it. We encourage you to seek and ask. Your truth will always evolve as your perception on life and even yourself evolves. You are progressing. The way to speaking that into existence, causality appearance based on perceived notion you are that truth you are seeking. No one and nothing can convince you of who and what you are unless you validate that within, based on limited or unlimited views. The truth. What is that you'd like to hear? Mind concepts are easy to target, easy to indulge into debates and demagoguing, yet the essence is in the beingness of that stillness you have at all times, yet not always give time to feel. Do you see what we did there? As you know by now, we wish for all of you to believe that each one makes a difference for your community, country, and world population with every choice, thought, word, smile, or grudge. When you see a baby get frustrated, don't you feel like smiling knowing that parents meant well? Yet for the child it seemed sad. This is how you view your life after leaving the body. The first thing you notice is that the life lasted a blink of an eye, and all of the pain you thought you had to endure were not big of a deal. Your counsel knows that it is heavy when you come into the body and so freeing when you are out. Every time they ask you to rest, depending on how traumatic the life and death have been. You ought to think of loops of continuous needing to come back to fix or pay some karmic debts. How about finishing all of that as you're already free once you realize your grand worth? Your planet is reaching monumental changes and shifts. You are moving at a high rate, dear ones. Even when days are slow and uneventful, it is because you require peace and internal focus. That's it. When it is time to take action, you know. When it is a choice, you know what would bring better results in a long run. Not the easy way out, but the most beneficial. And that is what you must ponder on. Is it beneficial to keep learning and living some lives over and over? Or would you like to no longer participate in this tape on repeat? We've spoken many times about reincarnation loop, and we hope you found it helpful. The reason is that reincarnation door has been closed for a while now. The souls coming in as newborns are those who contracted you a long time ago. Those leaving body contracted prior to that incarnation. Those who are staying, this is it. You are making your history, and you are not going anywhere until you make it right. You are majestic starseeds, workers of light. You know you are forever. Now make it happen. In meditation, out in nature, in groups, or with family, keep creating this new world. Terra Nova. Most of you are heading her way. When is the question for you. As the being made it clear, those who are helping will do everything we can by the rules of your planet and your councils. The rest is on you. That should be viewed as an honorable trust in you. If you are given this task to trailblaze, it means you are ready, and many of you are. Do not procrastinate to the next incarnation. Yet if you aren't light enough for the new Earth, there are plenty of places to move to. It is simply a rule of alignment. You are where your frequency matches. Like your neighborhoods, countries, work positions, you move around because your frequency changes. As the door to coming to this realm closed due to reconstruction to the planet's new energies, the old patterns are being torn apart, and the old lessons will need to be learned fast in order to align to new once it is activated. The new souls coming in are your shining bright stars. They are fairies and crystal kids. They are pure and are here to shine the light. Dear parents, please acknowledge your youngsters, especially the little ones. In their infancy, they are very pure, less diluted with your daily world, which keeps them wanting travel back and forth from your waking state to the infinite realm. That's why they nap so much. The lights surrounding your Christmas trees are how they see orbs around them. That's why babies smile for no reason. Orbs are fun. When you can relieve yourself from daily heavy routine habit of constant think, rethink, you can finally enjoy the orbs and their fast-paced happy flying. They're just pure beings who only know joy and are around pure energies. Orbs are needed in your realities to help you tune into the fourth-dimensional states. You must learn to feel and see which isn't physical in your daily density. And it goes along with being clairvoyant. This is not a gift for only selected ones. Every one of you has it. You ought to remember, exercise it, like your muscles, or memory, or any other skill. Telepathy, clairvoyance, clairaudience are yours. It is all inside you. Just like this being developed and is still learning more skills, you ought to be able to do that and more. You can communicate with us directly. You can predict and align to your future reality. You can heal yourself. It takes self-discipline, focus, tenacity, and resilient attitude to achieve it. Yet you are not the first and not the last civilization who needs to remember. Bringing life into existence, making things alive around you is your calling. Co-create, dear ones, so that when you are ready, you are given more and more to enjoy making and remaking. The multiverse is expanding, thanks to you, each and every one of you. Won't you contribute to the happy expanding? We are eternally grateful for allowing this message be heard. Thank you for being here. Write in the comment section your favorite parts and what you learned from this message. Till next time, have a blessed day.